Hello everyone, thanks for joining us for today's edition of Ace This Recipe. I'm Chef Jason Morse, your Ace Hardware grill expert. I'm hanging out here at my local Ace Hardware for something pretty sweet today. That's right, you know we always do cool things on these grills with beef, pork, chicken, potatoes, vegetables. Today, we're doing dessert. That's right, we are turning this Traeger into the world's best brownie baking machine. However, we are adding something pretty fantastic in here as well. World's finest chocolate. Today, we're going with caramel. You see these bars at all of our stores, and thank you so much for buying them because it allows us to give back to the Children's Miracle Network hospitals, which is fantastic to be able to support our local communities. Today, we are putting these bad boys in the brownie batter. We're going into a springform pan, onto the Traeger for a little bit of smoke, and then we're gonna bake it off at the end to finish it. But I'll tell you what, when we're all done today, this brownie is going to become the bottom layer of the most epic brownie espresso sundae. So thanks for joining us for this edition of Ace This Recipe. It's time to get cooking. Well, let me take a minute and just walk you through this recipe really quick. I want to show you some of the ingredients we're using. We're just going to use a basic vegetable oil, nothing too complicated there. We're using Baker's Joy pan spray, and I like that because it's a really good non-stick spray with flour, so it'll help our brownies not stick. We're going to use large egg. We're going to start with this beautiful Ghirardelli brownie mix. We're going to enhance it with a little bit of fire salt, and then check this out. We made some cold brew today. We made our own batch of cold brew coffee, and we're gonna substitute the coffee for the water in this recipe, giving it an even better zip and zing and a little bit of energy for you. We're gonna cook it in this springform pan. We've got a really cool springform pan. We're gonna put that in as well. But the star of the show is the world's finest chocolate. So what we're gonna do, after we smoke this brownie mix, we're gonna add pieces of the caramel world's finest chocolate into the brownie batter while it's baking, so we get these beautiful little delicious pockets of chocolate and caramel, almost like a lava brownie as well. So look at that, fast and simple. We don't have a lot of ingredients today, but we have a ton of flavor. We're pretty excited today to be cooking on the brand new Traeger Pro 780. We've got it set to 180 degrees. We're gonna go ahead and top this off all the way up here with our Ace exclusive reserve blend pellets. We love these guys. Oak, apple, cherry are going to add a fantastic amount of flavor to our brownies today. So we've got the temperature set at 180. We're gonna add a little bit of smoke to these guys. Well, it's time to get a little mixed up, right? Let's get these brownies mixed. So first thing we're gonna do is add our brownie mixture, right? That's just one package. Next thing we're gonna do is we'll add a couple tablespoons, and I mean 2, of our fire salt. Boy, this is gonna give it such a good little punch of heat. Nothing crazy, just a very nice sophisticated heat. We'll pop that down a little bit. We're gonna put 1 egg in here, just 1 large egg. We're going to use a 1/3 cup of vegetable oil next. So we'll get that measured out. Right into there, we've got our vegetable oil. And now, like I said before, instead of using the water in here, we are going to use coffee. So we have a little bit of our cold brew. We're looking at a 1/4 cup of water, it says, but we're gonna use a 1/4 cup of our cold brew coffee. Just something else to give it a nice little kick. We'll break that egg up super fast, and we're just gonna mix all of these ingredients until everything gets wet. We don't wanna over mix it. We're looking for this batter to just absorb all that liquid and do what we want it to do, right? So, pretty fast and easy. Look at that. Right there. That's exactly what we're looking for. We got it all mixed and we're set and ready to go. I'm gonna move this to the side here. I'm gonna get our springform pan, and now what we're gonna do, give our spray a shake. Remember, this is a pan coating or a pan spray that has flour. So this will help us with releasing this brownie from our springform. Now, that's all set. Let's go ahead and get the brownie mix in here. We want to get everything scraped out of this pan, have it nice and cleaned out. Look at that. You know, one more little bit there. All right. Go ahead and get this cleaned off. And we are set. So now what I'll do is give it just a little shake because I want that batter to kind of settle down just a little bit and get kind of evened out a little bit. You can even tamp it just a little bit if you want, but this is it. That was fast, right? Next up, I'm gonna show you how we're gonna supplement this with some smoke. We're gonna start the flavor off with a little bit of smoke, and then we're gonna turn it up and finish these brownies off. And then we'll get ready to add some plugs of world's finest chocolate as well. Our Traeger's preheated. We have it at 180 degrees because we want to add a little bit of smoke. I'm going to put this guy right in the middle. And now what I'm going to do is I'll close that lid and I'm going to let this go for, guess what? As long as I want a heavy amount of smoke. So if I really only want to impart 30 minutes of smoke flavor or 45 minutes, that's what I'm going to do. I like this at about 1 hour. So I'm going to go ahead and let this smoke now for 1 hour. And we'll see you back here when it's time to go from that smoke setting up to 325 to start baking these brownies off. While that brownie is smoking is a perfect time to go ahead and get the chocolate opened up. And what we're gonna do is just break these into our single pieces. These are what are going to make the chocolate plugs, right? We're gonna push these guys down into that brownie, making some beautiful caramel chocolate plugs. And the reason I'm going into foil is I want to hide these things when they're done, because if your house is anything like my house, the minute someone sees some chocolate on the counter, it's gone. So I'm going ahead and putting it in the foil. Then when I'm done, I'm gonna wrap it up and hide it so that we have this definitely when it comes time for the recipe. But I just wanted to get a little bit of prep done now, and it's time to tuck these away. But that's it right there. World's finest chocolate. Well, we just hit 1 hour of smoke, and now we're gonna go ahead and turn this up to 325. That is going to be our baking temperature. So we'll go ahead and get this closed. And now we're gonna keep an eye on this for about 45 to 55 minutes while it bakes. We are about 25, 30 minutes into baking. See how we give it a little wiggle and we're starting to form a little bit of crust? Now what we're gonna do is take out the world's finest chocolate and we're gonna shove those guys in just like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and kind of push them down all around the outside of this brownie, and then we'll get into the center as well. And what I'm looking for this to do is make a really cool multiple little pockets of chocolate and caramel. So when it comes time to eat these brownies, they are just ooey, gooey, and delicious. Now, our last guy's in here. We're gonna go ahead and shut this, and we are gonna let this go for probably another 25 minutes. What we want is it to be about 90% set, because we want to be able to pull it and let it finish off after we pull it off the grill, right? It'll harden up just a little bit, it'll cool down, and it will become perfect. All right, let's give this a check. So now what I'm gonna do is tap it. See how we still have a little bit of jiggle in the middle? I want that to be a little bit more firm. So we have about another 5 to 10 minutes, and this guy will be ready to come off and rest. Okay, let's give it our final little jiggle. See how that is nice and firm in the middle? We're gonna go ahead and take this off, and we're gonna bring it over here to our cutting board, where we're gonna let this rest now. Then we're gonna heat up a little bit of that chocolate caramel with sea salt to get this ready. But as this rests, the whole center will firm up really nice, the entire brownie will be nice, and then we'll open the spring form and get this guy ready to make a little sundae for you. Well, here you have it, look at that. After we took this out of our springform pan, you could still see these gorgeous little pockets of chocolate, and that's it. We have this big, juicy, fat, delicious brownie that we smoked on the Traeger. So all total, it took us about 45 minutes of smoke time and about an hour and 10 minutes of cook time to get to the point we're at right now. Hey, where can you grab this recipe? You can go grab this recipe right here, down below in the comments section. Click on the video name and that will expand all of the links for you. And we have that link for this recipe down there, set and ready for you to click, print, and follow along. Hey, while you're down there too, let us know in the comment section, what can we do? How can we be more helpful? And what would you like to see on our next edition of Ace This Recipe as well? And then don't forget to subscribe as well. Tell your friends, tell your family, subscribe so that every Thursday they will get notified when our brand new Ace This Recipe is live and ready for them. I don't know about you, but I think we should make a sundae real quick. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna cut this up while it's still just, look at, oh my, come on, like nice and gooey and delicious and fantastic, right? So we'll scoop this guy out of here. Now, look at that. That is an absolutely fantastic brownie. We will set this guy to the side. We've got a little coffee ice cream to go with the coffee and the brownie. So let's get a little scoop of that in there as well. And we'll put that right on the top so it holds. Look at this, guys. That is what I'm talking about right there, right? Then we've got some of this chocolate caramel sauce. We'll hit a little, we'll get that ice cream back there. Hit a little drizzle over the top. That right there is the reason we made this brownie. All right, we cut this brownie, we built this beautiful brownie, and now it's time to dig in here and try just a little piece of this, right? I don't normally like to eat in front of you, but I'm gonna make an exception today because that right there is everything we've been working on here for the last little bit. So we, oh my gosh, I don't even know what to tell you. Wow, that is absolutely amazing. I'm Chef Jason Morris, your ACE Hardware grill expert. I'll see you next week for Ace This Recipe. I may still be sleeping after eating this bad boy. Thanks for joining us. Oh, come on.